All right. Hey everyone, welcome to the live stream. It is Monday, January 8th, 2024. Welcome. Glad you could make it with us here. Hope your new year was fantastic. We have a lot going on over here at Sterling Stock Picker. So I wanted to share diving into what we're seeing in the markets recently and look at crude oil today off 4.44%. That's one of the bigger news today. Saudi potentially cutting their prices in oil. That's going to help with inflation, bringing down inflation, right? The cost of oil has been one of the contributing factors that's been discussed when it comes to inflation and the driving prices at the pump. So we're going to start to see that decline, and I think that's a good thing. The second thing that's really in our favor for the equity markets is right here, the 10-year bond. So the 10-year bond is, let's see, 4%, actually 4.0. Well, let me double check that. 10-year at, yep, 3.995. So that's come down quite a bit from where it was last year. It was sitting at in the 420, 415 range, and that was causing a what's called an inverted yield curve. Short-term rates were higher than long-term rates. So now that we're seeing that 10-year, that intermediate term on the bond curve decline a bit, the yield's coming down, we're going to start to see more of a normalized yield curve, which means short-term rates are lower than long-term rates, which is really good for the health of an economy. And I think we're going to continue to see this, a few things, this surge in Bitcoin prices. The talk is of the ETF, exchange traded fund, all around building it off of cryptocurrency, which legitimizes cryptos and allows for a lot more purchasing of the cryptos, right? Because as money flows into this ETF, might be a great way for equity investors to take advantage of cryptocurrency rises. So this is going to be interesting. Just keep your eye on this. If you have Bitcoin, hold on to it. It's definitely going higher. We've got silver slightly off today at 23.31. Gold is, where's our gold prices here? Right here, gold is down slightly, down $16 to $2,034, holding above the 2,000 level. Certainly not at the high. It's been higher than this level, but we just want to continue to see a continued level 2,000 above for gold. So a couple things that have really made a change in this market from what last year, huge difference from last year. Last year was a lot of concern with inflation and the raising of interest rates in North America, US, Canada, a lot of the world followed suit with that. And now we're starting to see the change, exactly the opposite. The narrative changed to definitely time for the Fed to cut rates, and even Barron's went as far today as saying, or Business Week, the Fed will slash rates 6 times this year. So that is a huge change from last year, from raising rates to now looking at a Federal Reserve, which is an ease in monetary policy, not a tightening. We've had a tightening for the last 2.5 years in the Fed policy with the increase in rates. Now we're going to see an ease. That just really, really brings to home the health in the economy, dare I say. It doesn't feel healthy, but the Fed is telling us it's healthy. So as the Fed continues to tell us how great the markets are, the markets will continue to go higher. And as interest rates get cut, for those who have been able to keep their head above water here, things get easier, right, as interest rates decline. So this is a really positive, very positive situation with the equity markets. It's what is actually going to continue to fuel the equity markets, and very important to continue to keep your money invested in stocks. Here's the article: oil plunges after Saudi cuts oil prices for February amid persistent weakness. So quite low. Oil is hit below $70 a barrel here, and even lower this past Wednesday. This is a weekly snapshot of the price of oil. So it does fluctuate. This is crude, the price of crude, and now we're sitting kind of toward the bottom here. So it looks like it's actually going lower based on this chart. Just wanted to point out, if you've headed over to our learning.sterlingstockpicker.com portal and click on there, you can receive 10% off any of our courses. So definitely check that out. We've got some great content there for you to assist you in learning, whether you're looking to reduce debt, or this options course is fantastic, covering the basics of calls and puts. After this course, you'll be able to sell covered calls against your equity positions to learn how to do that. And, if you're just looking to hone your skills in investing, this is the place to come to, investing in stocks. Very good course, good content in there. I think all the courses are super helpful and great prices. So if you're not sure where to start, just head over here, click Financial Survey, and it'll walk you through 10 survey questions to help you hone in on where to start with your money journey, what needs transforming, and based on what your goals are, we have recommendations for you. Stock pick of the week. Actually, I'm going to even extend this out more. Maybe this becomes one of my picks for 2024. That's this one, Palantir Technologies. It's dipped down here recently, has a nice little pop today, about 5%. But the stock, a year ago was sitting at 6.5 for the longest time, moved sideways for 5 months, steadily sideways, 5 months, charged upward. And now we've got this trading pattern that is very evident with this stock. And so if you were to buy it, when it dips like here below at 14, you could have picked up shares in September. There was another dip down back to the 14.92 range. Now it's making higher lows. So if you can see 14.13, 14.80, and now we're sitting at 16.25. So it's making higher lows, which is what we want to see, which helps with the stability of the stock price. But it's very clear every time it gets back up above those short-term averages, it makes a peak. So we're seeing that clearly here, here, 1889, here, 2049, and I think we're going to see it here shortly in the 21 range. So this is my short-term pick, high-risk stock, but actually intermediate. This could potentially be one of my favorite picks for 2024, Palantir Technologies. Check them out, do your own research,